Yo, 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 yo. Sunday night, 9 o'clock. You know what it is. It's your boy Big E coming to you live from the shop for another episode of Shop Talk Sports, March Madness edition. Now, we got the Final Four set. We're going to talk a little bit about how we got there, talk about what we got going on with that, make a few predictions on who's going to cut down the nets. But before we get cracking with all that, you know it wouldn't be Shop Talk if I was rolling solo. So I got my broadcasting brethren, Chris, a.k.a. Apocalypse, the star, the host of Monday Night Mayhem. Chris, talk to the people, bro.
What's good? Good. What's good? Good people. Everybody doing all right? Everybody good? What's up? Y'all already know how it is. Another Sunday night in the shop. Blur Minds Media, reminding you punk bitches that we are the new faction. And another way we're gonna do that is smack you on the face with our cock. You know what I'm saying? Hit y'all off with some of this real shit on Shop Talk Sports. This is not Sports Center, okay?
The following program is rated TVMA. Viewer discretion is advised.
Man, whatever. I'm ready to get into it. I'm excited. So
Didn't even make it to the 2-minute mark.
So is that like a Blur Minds world record fastest TVMA?
I mean, damn, bro.
Hey, man, I'm excited. You know, it's been a crazy sports week all across the board. I know NCAA's paramount, but I'm hoping you can tap into a couple other things. I'm ready to get it, man. I am.
Oh, man, always. So, like I said, we're going, since this is March Madness edition, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna jump into that first. Sweet 16 was popping off. Everybody was feeling pretty good about themselves going in. I don't know about y'all, man. My brackets, with the exception of St. Peter's, was looking pretty solid. Some things happened, some things swang, but overall, man, some really good basketball in the Sweet 16. Which got us to, we're gonna talk about this weekend, which got us to Saturday and Sunday, Elite Eight basketball. Man, let me go ahead and just talk my shit to start, dog. Duke Blue Devils.
Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, let's get this over with.
Duke Blue Devils smacking another SEC team, putting them on the couch. Get them out of here. They are who we thought they were. And going to the Final Four, man. So big up to the Blue Devils. Got them cutting down the nets at the end of this year anyway. So all good on that aspect. Life's good on that side. Now, if I'm going to talk my shit, I also got to admit when I'm wrong.
What?
Villanova. Now. You know, we always talk about the top tier coaches, right? You got K, you got Izzo, you got Roy Williams. I mean, the list is very narrow, but it goes on, right? Bill Self, shout out to my man. I mean, he's nice on the coaching scene as well.
Fuck Bill Self.
But you got that upper echelon, right? But then you also got those snubs, right? And we talked about it last week. I have no love for Wisconsin, but I do have some respect for their old coach, Bo Ryan, what he did with the program. You know, he doesn't get the high accolades, but you know if you coach against Bo Ryan, you're gonna have to bring your X and O game. Jay Wright is in that 1B category. All right. And I apologize, my man. My bad, dog. Nobody has taken more teams where nobody knew, not a single player on their roster, to the ship, to win the ship, than Jay Wright. All right. So how quick we forget, Nova came off those back-to-back ships. All right. So they deserve a little love for that. And they right back at it. Final Four bound. I had them taking and losing because I said what I normally say. Nova ain't like that. And they might not be like that on paper, but them cats can hoop. Them cats can hoop. They find a way. And Nova doing what Nova does, man, sitting in the Final Four. So I was wrong. You was right. They made it. And to even stick me a little bit more, in order for me to just have a cakewalk in my work brackets, I need Villanova to beat Kansas.
Shit, good luck with that. I mean, they top guy.
If Nova beats Kansas, it doesn't matter what happens for the rest of the Final Four. I'll be winning my work brackets.
Yeah, but I mean, good luck with Nova because they lose their top dude.
I saw it, torn Achilles.
Yeah, right at the end of the game, and Nova's playing nice, yet Nova's not a deep team. They're not. They're not. They are
not. I agree with that.
Yeah. So you lose your top. Go ahead, my bad.
No, you're good, man. Go ahead and say it.
No, I'm just saying. Okay. Well, first thing, like you said, you gotta give shout out to Jay Wright. I mean, the guys you named, those are all Hall of Famers. Half of them retire or about to retire. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about contemporary guys, the modern era. Yeah, you got. I mean, what Villanova? 2 titles in a 4-year span or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
2 back to back.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. Okay. And a lot of people want to be like, oh, well, it's not like the old Big East and blah blah blah. All right, whatever. Like that's not his fault. That's not his program's fault. Okay. You play who's on the schedule. All right. So shout out to Jay Wright.
I'm sorry, Jay Wall ain't able to join us, but when you talk contemporary coaches, he's the Billy Donovan of the 2010 era.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
nobody knew who Billy Donovan was. No one gave him his kudos. He put together a squad. They run off 2 in a row. Now he took his money and ran and went to the NBA. And how that work out for you, big dog? But anyway, he had that click. Jay Wright's got that click right now, and absent COVID and some other shit, who knows what he could have did in this decade. So I mean, he's picking back up, business as usual right now, where he left off. And I mean, anything's possible. Now, to your point, when you say their best player guy, a key player, huge player, great player, who's Villanova's best player? Right? Like when you talk Kansas, everyone knows that Obagi he's the man, right?
Yeah, he's that dude.
He took the first half off today, trying to be a team player. And then when he saw that being a team player got his team's ass down 8 going into halftime, the man came out, took over, and the next thing you know, or they was down 6 at half. The next thing you know is they go from being down 6 at half to up 8 in about 5 minutes, and then everybody can read the final score. They wound up beating them by a dub, I think. If it wasn't a dub,
it was actually almost started.
Hold on,
you know what I'm saying? They made them sit down the sticks.
Oh shit, that is the real KD in the building.
Yeah,
bro.
So okay. I mean, we know who their best player is, right? You know who UNC's best player is. Loves playing
black.
Loves playing some really nice ball with the ball control game. But
It's Leaky Black.
We all know
It's Leaky
that
Black, bro.
he
That's
owns
Carolina.
it.
Listen.
He got a TVMA in the first 2 minutes. We ain't worried about Chris today, man. He owned one. All
No,
right.
but I'm saying
Everybody knows that Baycott is their best player.
Yeah.
Sleeky Black.
Baycott is their best player. Manic is their problem child. You know what I'm saying? If he drops 20, it's gonna be a long night for you.
Hey, he's a matchup nightmare too.
He is a tough matchup with his inside outside game and his size.
Yep.
But Baycott is their dude.
No,
Everybody knows that Ben Carroll is Duke's dude, right? They've got lots of players. Ben Carroll is that dude on Duke.
Right.
Who's that dude on Nova?
The guy that just went down. That was that dude. That's what I'm saying.
A lot of people say they point guard Colin Gillespie, but I don't know.
I mean, he's the heart and soul of the team. He's the heartbeat of their team. He's a very good player. And I say that to say the point with Nova, they play a type of ball that they don't have a go-to player. They've got 7 cats that are all, ranked 80 to 85 in their player metrics, and they just go get it. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So is it devastating? Is it a big piece of their team? Yes. Will it hurt them? Yes. Does it mean they have no shot? I highly doubt that. I mean, they still will play.
But you always got a
it'll
shot.
Be a competitive game.
No, I'm saying you always have a shot. You know what I'm saying? How big of a shot? Let the math and odds determine that. You know what I'm saying? But now when you talk about both Carolina and Kansas, and with the real KD in the building, being a former big and all, I think he's going to appreciate what I'm about to say. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When you talk about the way, one, Miami fell into a trap. Okay, they went super fucking ice cold from 3-point land, and when you can't hit shots as a smaller team against a team that's got size, when you talking about Baycott, Sportz Carolina, when you talking about the other cat, the one with the inside-outside game, the other big, what's his name?
Brady Manic.
Yeah, Manic. Yeah, because Baycott's got that traditional low post back to the basket, saying kind of punishing low post game. Manic, like you said, even as a big, inside, outside, he's a good passer too, man, especially on that high-low action. And so when I think about Miami, and then to me, Villanova's a similar frame team going up against a Kansas team that has, a bigger front court. And to me, it's a testament, man, even in today's 3-point happy basketball construct that we've been subjugated to the last 15, 20 fucking years. At some point, man, still got to be a big man's game.
Well, I think here's the thing with Miami, and you brought up a point, but I think your point's slightly inaccurate in the fact that Miami's never will be a good shooting team.
Right.
That first half, they was just hot. They are not a good 3-point team. I don't think they had hit over 8 threes in the game all season. So it wasn't necessarily that they went cold. Reality just set in.
Right.
And the reason that I had Miami having a shot in the game, I didn't have them winning the game, but I did have them having a shot. In order for them to win that game, they were going to have to play the way that they normally play, say, Duke, which is I'm going to be more athletic than you. I'm going to turn you over. I'm going to get easy fast break buckets. That was their key to winning.
Right.
And they did enough shooting to not only keep it close, but to take a lead in the halftime. But they drank a little of the monkey oil, right?
Monkey oil?
They they took some wooden nickels. They got they
That
got
snips a
blind
monkey butt.
they got blinded by the fool's goal.
Ah,
And all of a sudden they thought, hey, we can shoot the pill. No. Nothing's changed. You guys still can't shoot the pill. And so
They had
when
to get the
Kansas
construction workers out.
right. So then
Right.
when Kansas comes out and they're going on their run, because Selvin took and kicked off in their ass at halftime, they get back to it. He probably challenged Obagi's manhood, and Obagi took the challenge, and they coming at your neck. Well, you go down and you shoot. Oh yeah, we can shoot these threes.
Bro.
You shoot a three, brick. Now
Right.
they come down and get a deuce. Then you come back down and you shoot another three. Or
Right.
actually, watching it, they passed it to dude, and basically Kansas just said, "Hey, bro, if you want to shoot, have at it." I mean, as soon as he touched the ball, everybody just turned his back to him and waited to get a rebound.
They had one dude in the game. They just left him open like 2 or 3
Yeah,
possessions in a
that's
row.
what I'm
I'm
talking
like,
about. They freshmen.
what the hell?
And the first time they did it, he was super surprised and shocked himself, took off dribbling, turned it over in the paint, right?
Right.
And they get an easy layup.
Right.
And then of course, everyone's like, man, you gotta shoot it. You was wide open, you gotta shoot it. You gotta shoot it, bro. So then they come down the court and Kansas left him wide open again, and he shot it, and it was a brick. And now they're off, and there's another layup. And then he comes down and shoot it again. Oh, brick. And another layup, and Kansas takes the lead. Now you call a timeout. Because, hey, this shit's going all the way sideways.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. I think about that second half and that horrendous shooting from fucking Miami. I'm like, are these motherfuckers playing basketball? Is everybody trying to apply for like they masonry license? Because it's all the brickage.
But
no, what they tried to do was they tried to take what the defense gave them. And what the defense gave them was the 3-pointer.
Yep.
But
they gotta be able to knock it down. And they
right, exactly. We all understand taking what the D gives you. What's the point of taking what the D gives you? You still don't knock those shots down. Like Big E just pointed out. So, like I said, they was all applying for their masonry license today.
Right. But see, so it started out with a cat that probably shouldn't have been shooting it anyway.
Right.
All right. And now, so then you get your two cocky guards who, hey, we didn't knock down a few.
Right.
Man, he just can't shoot. Oh, I got that smoke. And then they brick. Right. And this whole time, this lead is just building, right? So now you get to the 10-minute mark and you down 15 or 16. Well, guess what? Now I ain't got no choice but to shoot it, because not only do I have to get points quick, I got to get a lot of points. And they giving me these open threes, so I'm just gonna keep shooting it.
Plus, Miami
just fell back into, it just fell back into the master plan for Kansas, which is why it took and blew up so well, or it swelled up so large, because basically they fell themselves in the hole. They grabbed their shovel and said, "I'm gonna dig my way out of this hole." Right. And we all know you can't dig your way out of a hole. So all they did was keep digging deeper, digging deeper, digging deeper. Then you look up, it's a 26, 28 point ball.
Is Kansas is Kansas Miami mud hole of the week? Tournament edition.
I mean, with the options, they kind of have to be just by the point spread. I mean, anytime you make it this far and you get dubbed,
they almost got 30, bro. What are you talking about?
So even though the game was closer than what the final score looked like, you did it to yourself.
Kansas should have beat them by 40 for real.
Miami Hurricanes, mud hole of the
week. In that fucking nasty, dark, dank hole. Get in there, Miami.
All right. Now,
Get in
all
there.
right.
All
Hey,
right, bro. The Final Four set.
At the end of it. All right. So Miami
The whole
ACC team did their thing, man. They put up a good effort in the first half. Please go get y'all a shooter. If y'all get y'all a shooter, man, y'all could cause some problems, but that's cool. Y'all in our conference, so y'all can keep doing the same shit if you really want to. I don't care. But hey, nice performance. But I'm done with y'all. So let's talk about our mud hole of the week runner-up. And once again, shout out, nice run and all. St. Peter's Peacocks.
See,
the name that makes Jay Wall's stomach turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
The proud as a peacock.
Man.
And you know, they did their thing in the Sweet 16, knocked off of Purdue. Which I said Purdue's not like that anyway. I actually had Purdue not even making the Sweet 16. But you did what you were supposed to do.
My team to win it, but anyway, on that one.
Well, they don't use Edie or Williams well enough, man. You got two solid bigs, but you run everything through Ivy, and not saying he don't deserve it. He's a hell of a player, but they're way too guard oriented for the size that they got. And I swear, and you can tell that Williams is used to being an undersized big man with his post game. You know, he's got nice footwork, 3-4 fakes, you know, and that's awesome when you got, you know, 6'10", 7-footer, you know, that's trying to block shots and swat shit. And, you know, it's great for the highlight reels and all that. But when you got 3 inches and 50 pounds over they big man, sometimes you just got to give him a shoulder and hit him with a jump hook. And he got himself in a lot of trouble and made a lot of bad decisions, you know, because he's over here trying to set up the third and fourth move, and they big man's just walled up because he's like, dude, you're gonna shoot over top of me anyway.
Right.
Then, so he wasn't budging, and then next thing you know, he's like, ooh, ball.
He's got to work on his
calls and turnovers, calls and travels. So he's
got to work on his midi game for sure.
Well,
like he needs a shot.
It was just like you can tell he's used to playing against bigger postmen, and that wasn't the case. And he didn't take advantage of it and play the bully ball.
Right.
But with that being said, you got a bully in Edie. He doesn't really have like great post game, but if nothing else, he'll catch it off the rim and lay it up. So, kind of, you know, questionable coaching, if you will. And like I said, they really just don't use their bigs well. But that brings me to the smackdown that they took today. Now, I know everyone likes to play, you know, Monday morning quarterback. But and you can ask anyone. I told everyone that St. Peter's was going to get their ass out of the frame today.
Not lose, get the shit kicked out.
And
they did.
It's really simple when you think about it, because, you know, people going to be like, they was playing a number 8 seed, UNC. They beat a number 2. They beat a number 7. They beat a number 3. Why the hell do you think a number 8 seed is going to be the one that gives them the blues? And no, it's not because they from the ACC, and no, it's not because they beat Duke. It's real simple. It's simpler than that. UNC is one of the few. They really might be the only team that I really watch that plays basketball through their big men. Like we said, Baycott, their center, is their best player. their most, their biggest problem child, Manning, is a big man. Now, they might not traditionally, just always dump it down and let him make a move, but they go how their bigs go. They make a conscientious effort to get them the ball, whether it's dribble drive and lobs, whether it's fast breaks, whether it's high low. They make an effort to get them the ball. Now let's look through the teams that St. Peter's took and beat, right? Because St. Peter's is a smaller school. So you really ain't got no bigs. You got long players. The Twins are long,
Right.
and they play bigger than their size, even though they're giving up 3 or 4 inches because they've had to, right? They've went through the fire. But you're a guard-oriented team. All right. So I've got a guard-oriented team, and I play Kentucky the first round, who is a guard-oriented team. Yes, Shebway is a monster on the glass, and he is a phenomenal rebounder and put back up, and he gets a lot of buckets that way. But ain't nobody giving him the ball and asking him to make an offensive move. That's not how they play.
Yeah,
They play off their guards.
Yeah. They're not literally running stuff through Shebway.
So, and once again, we talk about this a lot, right? Matchups. So a guard-oriented Kentucky team plays a guard-oriented St. Peter's team, and St. Peter's just outshot him. They hung around. They didn't believe in UK's hype. They knocked down some clutch shots, and they just flat out beat them. Right? They never got out of the game. They never got out of the rhythm. I think their biggest point differential, I think the most they trailed by was 6. Might have been 5. Right? They were always just kind of hanging around. They're doing that thing, and eventually they took the lead.
They had some key stops down the stretch as far as that UK.
Right, but their key stops were they stopped UK's guards.
Right.
It wasn't that they threw it into Shebway and St. Peter's went down and triple teamed them, right? Because St. Peter's, and once again, they brought something new that a lot of people don't agree with, and that's really not how it's coached right now. Is they like I said, their bigs have been through the fire. They do not double the post.
Nope.
They stay at home, and so once again, you let a team that's guard-oriented play the way they wanted it to play, and they beat you. All right? Cool. Then you get to Murray State. Once again, another guard-oriented team. And they didn't – I don't believe they trailed that entire game because Murray State plays the exact same way that every other team in their conference and every team and their team plays – guard-oriented, we're going to get out in the passing lanes, get some fast breaks, and we're going to shoot it. Well, guess what? You played right into their hands. That's how they want to play, and you got what you asked for, a 10-point ass whooping. All right? Purdue. Once again, we talked about their size, and Purdue tried a little bit, right? They were feeding Williams. He just made bad basketball decisions on how he attacked them.
Right.
But once again, you got Jaden Ivey, guard. You got a lot of shooters. And it basically was Purdue plays exactly how St. Peter's plays, guard-oriented. They tried dropping it into the post, and Purdue's big men just didn't get the job done. I mean, flat out did not get the job done. Turned the ball over, made bad decisions, shot terrible shots because he would make one move, be wide open, go into his second or third move, and now you're contested going up against a kid that's walled up, and the referees weren't calling it. They weren't going for the bullshit. All right, he's flat-footed, he's walled up, you're not getting that touch foul. You're not getting that. Because, once again, they're looking at the size differential like, dude, you should literally just drop it on his head like you playing a little kid on a Fisher-Price goal. Like, what are you doing? What's all this nonsense? And so he wasn't getting any calls, which turned those into turnovers, basically.
Yup.
But once again, like I said, UNC is one of the few teams that plays through their big men. And if you are not going to double team Baycott, if you are not going to double team Manic when they get it in the post, it's going to be a long night for you. And we all knew that St. Peter's was not going to change up their defensive style. You've played this way all year, and it's worked for you.
Anybody want a piece of special brownie?
He's wild with it, right? So you basically gave UNC exactly what they wanted, which is one-on-one, their best player against your undersized center.
Right.
And once again, this is the result. 20-point loss. 20-point loss. Now, I didn't exactly do any stat checking, so let me check. I'm gonna check real quick on that game. And once again, I was a little shocked. I really thought it was going to be more 80s, 80, mid 80 to mid 50s range. St. Peter's didn't quite get there. I honestly think North Carolina took their foot off the pedal, but
a little bit toward the end. I mean,
I'm going to. This is exactly what I expected. Baycott, 20 points. All right. And that's with them missing 5 free throws. 4 for 9 from the free throw line. 20 points, 22 rebounds, 14 defensive, 8 offensive.
Listen.
All right. You let their best player do what he does.
But the thing about that, he had 22 rebounds. He had 15 of them in the first half.
Yeah. But once again, what was that lead? What was that lead they had at half? They had a nice lead.
They had, I think it was
38-19.
Yeah, like almost 20-point lead at half.
Yeah, it was 38-19 at half. So you have already established your dominance, right? We all know who you're playing in the next round, and we know that's going to be a dogfight. You know it's going to be a dogfight. You've already stomped these kids. You took their hearts out in the first half. Yeah, I can see them having a lackluster, second half.
I know what. Even with the way they dominated today, Carolina, you're talking about 13 to 26, literally 50% from the free throw line. I mean,
13 for 21.
All those points they left out there.
A lot of points. And I hope they keep shooting bricks from the free throw line.
Well, yeah, of course you do. We know you want the bricks to keep flying.
Keep them flowing. But that's why I took it. I had said that they were going to be in trouble today. The flip side is maybe you can take and exploit their bigs, on the perimeter, with your shooting. But once again, Baycott's not really, he's not your 260-pounder big guy, man. He's more Kevin Garnett, man. He looks like if there's a crosswind, then he'll get snapped into 3 different pieces. He's not physically imposing. He's just big and he is long and he's got nice footwork, so he can guard on the perimeter. We already talked about Manic. He likes playing on the perimeter. So there really wasn't a good matchup scenario for St. Peter's. And once again, that's why they got the dub.
I think
in the wrong way.
Out of gas too when they got to that point, because
I mean,
usually when you don't have like 15 seeds get that far, and you expect them to get to the Final Four.
First, they were the first 15 seed to make it to the Elite Eight.
Right.
First 15 seed to make it to the Elite Eight. And once again, I mean, they made a hell of a run, but when you're putting that much on the guards, and once again, I'm surprised. I really thought the chance that Murray State had was they expended so much energy in that Kentucky game.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I thought the Racers might have a shot at it, and they was like, "Nah, bro, we good." You know, they had that conditioning together.
But Murray State contributed to that too because Murray State shot bad.
Exactly, they shot terrible.
Terrible.
Now, but what part of that is, you know, were they like Miami and just shot terrible with wide open shots, or was it pressure defense, you know, and at least contested shots that somewhat attributed to it?
It could be that, man.
You know, so once again, we're talking about players that, you know, they're playing in a conference where you play both ways. You got to play offense. You got to play defense. You know, that's the type of school they're in. That's the type of program it is. It's the type of conference. So,
right.
So, you know, they're out there and they're going hard both ways. Well, okay, yeah, that's great. That's great for, you know, a weekend set, right?
Right.
But then you come back and you run into almost the same gauntlet when you're playing Purdue the first round, or, you know, in the Sweet 16 round.
Right.
Grueling game, close game. You pull that one out. And then 2 days later, then you going against the Mastodons. You know what I mean? Eventually, you're going to wear down. And, I mean, and I know I talked about UNC's big men, but, I mean, their guards ain't no slouches. Love's been playing outside of his mind.
Bro,
if he was playing outside of his mind.
If you don't talk about my man Leaky Black, bro.
Man, he ain't do shit.
I know, I was mad.
You want to talk? He talked about Leaky Black. That's that hair shower.
I'm like, come on, Leaky. Even in a blowout, you ain't doing shit today, bro. Like, I don't get that.
Because he's butt for real. That's why.
But he's got the dopest name.
He is truly just a defensive specialist. So once again, though, that's what I'm talking about, right? So that proves the point. You playing at UNC, you can be a defensive specialist and have a role in this team. You play at St. Peter's, you can't do that. You got to find a way to get buckets and stop somebody.
Right.
Love and Davis are playing really solid basketball. Of course, Love was on fire.
Heater
in the Sweet 16.
Man, that boy was on time.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, really played within the game, followed the game plan. I mean, he was gunning a little bit. He had 17 shots, you know, so he was gunning a little bit. But
that's an NBA night.
But I mean, him and Davis are playing some real solid ball. Davis shot complete ass today, 2 for 11.
Yeah,
don't expect that. All right, I mean the kid can shoot it respectably, like he's respectable. But they're playing very good, solid defense, ball control. They're running the offense. They're playing very well.
All right, Big E, the Final Four is set. Okay, we know the team. We know the matchups. You know what I'm saying? So where you want to go with? Where you want to start at this game?
We'll start with the less important matchup.
I knew you were
for my fandom, but the most important game for my brackets, which is Villanova against Kansas.
Right.
Now, I had to take and sit back and reconsider a little bit because honestly, in my brackets, I had Tennessee coming out.
Okay.
Which didn't pan out, but even with that, and of course that was weeks ago when I said Tennessee is playing the hottest ball out right now. They ran into a brick wall. They didn't have it. They took an L. It happens.
Okay.
Kansas is the better team on paper.
Yes.
McCormick's a monster. Once again, a solid, formidable big man, which they use. Right? He might not be an offensive, juggernaut, but they get him some touches. He gets to shoot some hook shots. He might face up every now and then. He's solid, and he rebounds it well.
Yeah, he gonna help you get
And once
stops on
again,
big.
he's more of that traditional. He's 6'10", 260, depending on if he ate 3 Big Macs that day or if he supersized it. I mean, he's a monster. Obagi is a matchup nightmare.
Man.
But I don't think he will be a factor in this game.
What?
Because Jay Wright is Jay Wright. And don't get it twisted. I mean, the kid's a walking bucket. Okay. The kid's a bucket. All right. And so when I say he's not going to be a factor, I don't mean he's not going to get his points. I mean, I still have him penciled in for 10 to 15. Okay. But I think the number of shots he's going to have to take to get those is going to be closer to that 17 to 20 range in order to get his 15. It's not going to be a lot of easy inbound plays, not a lot of backdoors for dunks, not a lot of fast break buckets. He's going to have to earn those.
Obagi, you going to have to work.
And
you're going to have to work.
So it really comes down to the game that Remy Martin has.
Remy Martin.
And I mean, he's been on a little heat check here lately.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to that. And I mean, I'll be real with you. He's very capable of having a dub piece game.
I mean, he had like 9-10 today, didn't he?
He had. Let's see here. Let me just get my facts right.
I feel like he's still trying to get his legs. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it's a different conference, right? I mean, he's been in smaller conferences. Let's see, what did he do today? He had 9 points.
Okay.
And I mean, let's not forget though, he's the 6th man. He doesn't start.
Right. Yeah.
So he had 9 points today. I think he's going to be the difference maker in that game.
Who?
And Remy Martin. And if he puts up 15 to 20, Kansas will get the dub.
All right.
It's really that simple. If he has an off game, hold up. I'm trying to check. I'm trying to check the matchup and see who will probably be guarding him.
See, I think that's where he's got to make his really biggest impact is defense.
And I don't think he's got the size to make a defensive impact on the Villanova guards.
See, I knew you knew where I was going with it.
I don't think now he might get some help side steals.
Right.
But at the end of the day, Villanova is not going to try to outscore him. They're going to try to outplay him.
Yeah.
And
they're gonna try to outwork him.
If Obagi gets his 15, which he probably will,
he'll get 20.
I really think it's up. The difference in those points is going to come one on the glass with McCormick. If he can take and give him a dime, that'll go a long way. But Braun is not going to get open threes. It's not going to happen for you. Lightfoot is not going to get open threes. It's not going to happen for you. they are going to play really, really strong defense, and it's really going to be a 1st to 50 game. It really is, and in order for them to get it, Remy Martin is going to have to play a smart and effective offensive game because they will. I wouldn't be scared to say Jay Wright or even triangle into Obagi. He will not let him. He will not let him beat them.
Okay, I agree with you as far as Remy Martin being the key, but the one that you really need to watch is the backup, Harris.
Harris is actually the starter, though.
Well, because I thought they had put him on the bench when Remy Martin came back.
No, they're still playing Remy as their sixth man. And I mean, but Harris today had 5 points.
Not good.
Well, it's more than the points, though. He more or less runs the team pretty much.
Yes, and I think here's the key on that is, and here's where Remy Martin on the floor is a bad defensive matchup because he will probably be guarding Colin Gillespie at least to start.
Yeah.
Now, if Gillespie starts going nuts, I can see Bill Self making the switch and putting Obagi on him. But just because of the size and the physicality and try to rough him up a little bit. But here's the problem. You need buckets. And if they're already making Obagi work hard on offense to get shots, now you're making him work even harder guarding their catalyst. I'm not gonna say he's their best player, but their catalyst. And he's gonna run him off screens. It's gonna be triple pick and rolls. It's gonna be elevator screens. He is going to try because Villanova already tries to take 28 seconds off of every shot clock.
Right.
So they will take and stand out there and run Obagi off a screen. You know what I'm saying? And try to wear him down because if we score, we're gonna go back and play defense.
You know what? Another thing when you talk about Remy Martin and his defensive issues as far as a matchup, because something I've noticed about Villanova, particularly during the tournament run, man, their guards. I like the way they can play off the bounce a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's not like their guards are just catch and shoot guards. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's for themselves on a shot or to create for somebody else, man, they get shit done off the bounce. And when you talk about a smaller guard like Remy Martin trying to guard somebody like Harris, I mean, hey.
It's going to be a problem. And I'm
thinking about the fouls piling up a little early already. You know what I'm saying? And then just the madness that dribble drive game causes in the interior defense. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how that shit goes, damn.
And if you're taking and setting solid screens and running them off of it, the other thing is this is probably the one before today's game. I think Obagi was way too passive in the first half. He played the game the right way, but he was too passive.
All right.
So I'm not gonna discount or discredit him for doing that because he turned it on and did what he had to do. And I have the same knock on Banchero. Same knock. Way too passive in the first half. Absent of that, the knock I have on Obagi is he's foul prone.
Yeah.
There's been lots of games that I've watched Kansas play where he'll have 2 or 3 fouls in the first half.
So are you saying when you talk about Villanova's quickness overall, you know?
I'm saying that.
Are you saying that can?
I'm saying that putting him now. I can't remember. I can't remember who got hurt.
What is that kid's name? KD, help us out. Who's the kid we talking about? Trying to pick
Moore. Well, it was Moore that got hurt, right?
Moore.
Huh? Yeah, Moore is the one that got hurt.
Yeah, Moore.
I mean, Samuels is their best scorer. And that is a really nice matchup with Obagi. So if you don't think that whether it's if Collins picking apart their point guard and they have to switch Obagi onto him,
All
which
right.
is a bad look, but Kansas can do it because they can scale up and go a little bit bigger and put someone else on Samuels. But Samuels is going to attack. And you kind of get in that game where you're creating mismatches on your own team.
Yeah.
Based off of how they play it. So it's going to be really interesting to see. But no matter how much I want Villanova to get this win, and I think they can do it. I really think it's a plus or minus 6-point ball game. Actually, it's probably a plus or minus 3-point ball game. And then once you get into I have to foul and free throws and everything else, it could balloon up for either side.
Right.
But I got to go with the Jayhawks. Rock chalk.
All right. What you got to say about it, KD, as far as that Villanova Kansas matchup? Who's coming out on top?
I mean, personally, I think Villanova ain't got the size to match up with Kansas. Personally,
Okay.
I look at it because the only way that really Villanova can stay in this game is if they get Obagi and McCormick in foul trouble. If they get them in foul trouble, they'll have a chance. But other than that, I see Kansas rolling probably by 10 or better.
10 or better.
What do you think about that matchup between Obagi and Samuels? Now we all know Obagi gets a lot more pub, a lot more press. He's got an NBA body. He's physically imposing.
Mm-hmm.
But Jermaine Samuels ain't no slouch, man. I mean, he's got a nice game on him. He's got a similar frame.
He's kind of he's like a quiet killer.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't shoot it as well from the 3 ball as Obagi. But he's more of a D Wade, if you will. He's got the mid-range game, get to the rack game. And he uses it well. I mean, the kid can put the ball in the bucket. And once again, not because his numbers are stellar, right? He's not dropping 20-point ball games, 25-point ball games left and right because that's not how Villanova plays. Like Villanova is lucky if they bust 60.
Yeah.
So, when you look at it in comparison, the kid's averaging 10 points a game, but I mean he's a 15-point scorer. And your team's trying to get to 60. He's scoring a fourth of your points.
Right.
So, some of that is shot selection because I mean he's lucky if he can get up 10 shots a game. But I really think that they match up well, and I think that is probably going to be a key matchup in that game. What do you think about that?
I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with that. I'm cool with the pointing out of all the little different matchups we talked about as far as going over Kansas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is it, man. It's Final Four.
That's it. That's it.
Chess match. And it's. I think it's going to be about who makes the best adjustments first, and who doesn't turn the ball over. Because Kansas is not like some defensive juggernaut, yet they've been playing good defense lately. And if they can create some turnovers and extra possessions, and especially getting that transition game going, I mean, that could get that. You know what I'm saying? They could get away from Villanova early if something like that was to happen.
Well, and that's the problem. If Kansas gets out early, you're forcing Villanova to play a game they don't play, which is, hey, we got to score. And
right.
I think Jay Wright is smart enough to know that. I mean, he'd burn all 5 timeouts in the first 10 minutes if he had to slow the game down. Because it's got to be done. I mean, literally, if Kansas gets to 50, it's subject to already be a win.
Right.
It's a lot like the old Notre Dame teams, or even where they're gonna take and hold the ball down to 26 seconds, high pick, We gonna shoot it, go get it off the glass, and maybe lay it up. And if we don't, that's cool. We back on defense.
Right.
It's
man, I swear, y'all know I am about particularly college basketball and geography, and I hate trying to trust a team west of the Mississippi River. That being said, you know, I just don't see Villanova being able to score enough. And then their top guy's gone. They get more average, like just right around 15 a game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they're not a deep team. I think eventually Kansas's talent, you know, and depth is just going to work, and size is just going to worm down. I'm with KD.
Kansas ain't as deep as Villanova either. For real.
No, they really only played Martin and Lightfoot is pretty much it off their bench.
Yeah, true. They're not deep like they're not deep. I mean, they're just like Villanova when you talk about neither team being deep. But I just think that size and talent eventually, man, and just Villanova not just be able to score enough points. I'm with KD. I'm thinking Kansas.
Taking Kansas. All right.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm definitely with his 10 or better.
Kansas is 10 or better. Woo!
Villanova can't score.
Man, all right, y'all heard it here, man. You heard what the panel had to say. You heard what Big E had to say. Place your bets accordingly, and may the odds forever be in your favor.
Exactly. All right, come on.
All right. So
get to the big one. Come on,
Duke.
Here we go.
UNC.
Fuck's sake.
You know what? Yeah, fuck you, J Wall. How about that?
Where is J Wall?
All right, there we go. That's much better. He manning the boards today, man. He's got some stuff going on. So, Duke UNC. You know what? We ain't got time for this. Let's go ahead and call halftime and roll a Peacock commercial. Y'all gonna have to wait for this.
What's good? You already know your man Chris, aka Apocalypse, representing Blurred Minds Media. Y'all motherfuckers know it's the new faction. Anyway, giving y'all another reminder that spring is upon us. Love is in the air and all that. You know what I'm saying? Fellas, want to help with that mating call a little bit? You cop you a pair of Adrian Richardson and the Peacock line. It's not that hard, man. I'm going to keep reminding y'all assorted sizes, styles, and colors, man. Genuine 100% Italian leather matched with the highest quality of suede, all right? Adrian Richardson Peacock line, fellas, okay? Cop those joints ASAP. Last, definitely not least, shout out to Sis. Shell Chic and Unique, all right? Jewelry and beauty accessories for all you ladies. Help y'all with y'all mating call. You know what I'm saying? Check her out. In-store kiosk at the St. Matthews Mall. Can't get to the shop? No problem. She's got you covered. ShellChicandUnique.com. So whether it's Shell Chic and Unique or Adrian Richardson, the Peacock line, you need to dare to be different. Think outside the box and remember, fuckers, it's stylish to save. All right, one.
All right, man. Promo genius. Yeah, shout out to Peacock Shoes, Adrian Richardson. Shout out to Shell Chic and Unique, Miss Rochelle Richardson. It's a Richardson, man. It's the Richardson's world. We sprinkle a little Walden in there. You know what I mean? We running things, man. But no, shout out to the peeps, man. Definitely make sure you get them fly kicks, fly jewels, stay fly all the time. So you can be fly as a peacock.
Unless you pay for St. Peter.
Squaw.
What sound the other peacock made?
Squaw.
Squaw. What the fuck is
Oh,
squaw?
hell
Hey,
Isn't a squaw
hey,
like a female Indian? That's a squaw, right?
hey. I don't know.
What?
Ask J Wall what sound they make. I'm sure he's still hearing it late at night.
Lord,
nah.
there's Benny Hill.
Hey,
Well,
I don't know. Actually, we probably can't do that because the sound the Peacocks was making against the Wildcats was more of their mating call because they was getting in that booty.
oh, yeah. Slap that ass, slap that ass, slap that ass, slap that ass. Well,
It's always fun to kick a man down and when he can't take and come on mic so to defend himself. So you get to take this one, J Wall. Gotcha.
Well,
Hey.
y'all. I already know it's part 2 of this Final Four saga. And Big E, look at him.
2.
Look. And look, just in time, because I'm about to twist up and this half of this weed brownie that kicked in too. Yeah, let's get it.
Part 2
Let's get
of the
it.
Final Four.
This motherfucker. E's ready.
Exactly what your boy Big E was hoping, wishing, praying for.
You probably sacrificed a goat to get this game.
A whole chicken.
It's
A whole chicken.
KD.
Sacrificed a whole chicken to get this game, bro.
It's motherfuckers looking all like Serrano from Major League and shit. Voodoo dolls and shit.
Hey, I say fuck you, Jabu. I do it myself.
Exactly. You know what I find so just off top, just historically? I cannot believe this is the first time. These are 2 of the most storied
first time
in the tournament ever.
I want to say this is only the second time that both of them have been in the Final Four.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
they were in opposite sides of the brackets the last time. But I want to say it's only happened twice.
But here's what I'm saying.
That was back in 92, I think.
KD with the homework.
It might be. You know, 92 is kind of a blur. I just keep remembering, you know, that perfect shooting game. And I mean, some white kid hitting a turnaround jump shot from the free throw line.
I'm so sick of that shit.
Man,
shit.
My memory might be fading me. I mean, you know, all the colors start running together. You know, there's a lot of blue and white.
Stop.
And then a lot of crying afterwards, and here we are 30 years later. The hate's still rolling for this cat. I mean, I didn't like the cat, but I mean, the kid could ball. I mean, I don't know who that could be, man.
30 years ago to the day.
I mean, I don't know, man. You were talking about Serrano. I mean, he might have been a Christian. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That's all I remember from 92.
Right. I'm just thinking about the list that you personally went through to get this fucking Duke Carolina Final Four matchup. You got what you wanted.
And I'm actually a little salty because somewhere through the course of all the brackets, I really thought they weren't going to meet until the championship game. But then, you know, here about a week or so ago, I looked at them again. I was like, oh shit, no, it's a Final Four matchup.
Well, I'm just saying, when you talk about 2 of the most storied franchises in college basketball, and how fitting that the first time they actually play each other in the tournament, this happens to be for the Final Four. Yeah.
Now,
like, there's no way a matchup like this could happen in like the Sweet 16 or Elite 8.
Nah. You got to have it in the Final Four or the championship game. I mean, we get it in the Final Four. Now,
and during Coach K's last season at that, there's some weird college basketball cosmic shit lining up here, man.
Right.
Yeah, y'all, come on. Let's come on. We're gonna talk about it. It's just
yes, sir.
This ain't about fan or whatever. This is about if you a true college basketball fan. Listen to what we talking about, ladies and gentlemen. The first time in the history of these programs played each other in the tournament, and it happened to be the fucking Final Four.
Man, they waited until he was old and drunk on his last hurrah. Hey, I'll tell you this. depending on how this game goes, Coach K might pull his resignation papers. He ain't going out like no bitch.
Bro, this game is going to be monster, just as a game.
It is. It's going to be a really good game. Now, we're going to talk real about this game.
Well,
but
me
first,
and KD probably will be. We don't have an emotional stake in it. You know, you the resident Duke fan, or you
damn straight. Say it right. Now, and as the resident Duke fan,
what are you going to be objective?
I'm going to go ahead and say that
which means no.
Them bitches thought they could get out of this.
See, here we go.
All right.
Here we go.
You know, because the tiebreaker game was supposed to be in the ACC championship game. But little brother from up the road got scared, didn't want that smoke, went ahead and sent Virginia Tech to handle their business because they didn't want that ass whipping that was coming to them.
I got that smoke.
But thank you to the karma of basketball that said, nah, bruh. They pulled out that mama arm,
not the mama,
they ass back, and said, "Oh hell no, son, you gonna get this ass whipping. You gonna get this ass whipping. You ain't running." All right. Now the problem is, we gotta handle our business. All right. So now that being said, we will not deny, and like I said, hey, everything I said about UNC before still stands true. They are a very good team. They have transformed into a very good team. Now, a lot of people were looking at the team, you know, from earlier this year, you know, that Louisville beat, which don't know how that happened.
Me neither.
That, you know, that very next day, UK took and drugged by a 30-piece.
Right.
But this isn't that same team.
Nah.
Like some, you know, and maybe that 30-point drubbing was their wake-up call, but somehow they gelled, right? They grew, they gelled. They did what every coach hopes their team does, right? We'll take these lumps at the beginning of the year. We'll work on some things. We'll learn our lessons. We'll progress. We'll gel together, and we'll be playing at top-notch form at the end of the year come playoff times. And that's what they've done.
Speaking of coach, man, real quick, man, you got to give a shout-out to Hubert Davis, man. Like,
oh, yeah, man.
Like, for real, because, I mean, when Roy stepped down last year, you know, even as a longtime assistant, you know, he took some flack as far as the head coaching job. And then you talk about Carolina's up and down start this year. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about Carolina as a brand, you know, in college basketball, you know, we wasn't accustomed to seeing such what's the word I'm looking for here?
Mediocrity.
Yeah, well, mediocrity. How's that? Because it's Carolina. They're a brand. They set a standard. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're a fan of them or not is irrelevant. As a college basketball viewer, you know North Carolina basketball. And they did not play a lot of North Carolina basketball, you know, a good chunk of the season, man. So for them to gel and get hot like they are, and they going up against a rival in the Final Four with first-year coach Hubert Davis. So I got to give a shout-out coaching-wise to him off top.
Oh, man, he's done a fantastic job. And so, once again, it's not the same team from the beginning of the year. They progressed a lot.
Why?
All right. And everybody wants to talk about UNC completely shitting on Coach K's, last game at Cameron.
Man, that was sweet.
But let's.
It fucking was.
Now, and they beat Duke by double digits. I want to say it was the 13 point win for UNC.
I'm saying I don't care, man. To watch Coach K lose his last game at Cameron Indoor. This is the high regard I have for Cameron Indoor. Fuck
That's
college.
That's because you a hater.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. This is the high regard I have for Cameron Indoor. Fuck college basketball. I say Cameron Indoor is one of the all-time. Hold on. I say not just in college basketball. I say Cameron Indoor is one of the all-time great when you talk about like home court advantages. Like the road team in Cameron, you talk about that. The Yankees in their heyday, and like you don't want to be the road team in Game 7 at Yankee Stadium. You know what I'm saying? That's Cameron to me. And for them to lose the last game of this man's season in Cameron to their in-state rival, just as a college basketball fan, yeah, that shit was dope. Fuck that.
All right. Well, you got to say your piece. All right. So we're gonna break down that game.
All right, Robert. Yeah, let's get into the game, man. Let's get into the game, y'all.
Let's not forget that even though Duke went up losing by 13, that was not a 13-point ball game. It was a very close ball game, which Duke was winning until I want to say North Carolina hit their last 17 shots. I'm not lying. I mean, I can run back through it, but I'm pretty sure that North Carolina hit their last 17 shots.
Damn, Duke can get a stop.
They could not stop them. They could not stop Manic. They could not stop Baycott. They could not stop Love. They went in fuego. They were on fire.
He said 17 consecutive.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
That's crazy.
No, I think it was actually 10, but
I think it was more than that. I'd have to check the numbers to be exact, but it was a lot, right?
Right. That's the
point. Which took and blew that game open a little bit, right? And then you get the fouls, and then you get the, we know what happens at the end of the game. But it was not a 13-point loss, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a 13-point loss, but it wasn't.
It's 13, yeah. Like you see 13 points, but the game was pretty much close to down the stretch. Like that game was closer to
that game was close all the way until UNC took and went into the settings, put their shit on rookie mode, and played like it was damn NBA Jam, just jacking it up from half court and it was going in. Like they were crazy. And shout out to them. Well deserved. They took and got the dub.
They're talking about it
now.
See, they try and be like us. Now they want to talk about Duke Carolina.
Of course they do. Everybody want to be like us. All right. Now
they do.
And that sucked and all.
That is a scientific fact that everybody wants to be like us.
Exactly. Now let's rewind it back though.
Just a little bit.
Because when you're talking about that last game in Cameron, which is the one that'll go down in history and blah, 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 blah. But let's not forget that earlier in the season, Duke walked their ass into North Carolina.
Yeah.
Down Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
And proceeded to mud stomp and dog kick those motherfuckers off of Capitol Hill.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
All right. And truly dubbed them.
Yep.
They got 2K.
Like was up 25-30, put the scrubs in, ending score wound up being 20 points. Now, I'm not going to make excuses. Because, like I said, UNC is a nice team, and they really gelled well.
Mm-hmm.
But as a rival, I've already came into your house and kicked the dog snot out of you.
Right.
All right. And at the time, hey, Duke was rolling, right? They were on a serious roll, which is how they wound up winning their conference.
Right.
All right. So Duke was rolling. They were snowballing. It's our last game in Cameron. We got these busters that we already took and busted by 20 points. We're up already. It's Coach K's night. Honestly, I think they took their foot off the gas pedal, and before they realized that they was going to run into a brick wall, it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I'm not saying it to make it an excuse. I'm just saying that's what I truly believe was happening. We got all this other shit going on, right? We've already won our conference.
Right.
And these scrubs that we already dubbed are coming into our house. Oh yeah, man. We ain't worried about them. We ain't watching no film. We know what they gonna do. They the same jokers that we took and kicked around. Man, we ain't even stunned them. You go into halftime. You go into halftime with a lead. See, they exactly what we thought. They playing all right, but we still winning. You go into the first 10 minutes of the second half, we still got our lead, man. We good, man. Man, someone crack that bubbly, man. Pull out a cigar. We gonna toast to Coach K tonight. We gonna get these hookers. Like, we gonna wild out. And then the next thing you know, you're in a dogfight, and it's too late. And they are hot, and they are rolling, and you cannot stop them. And that's what happened.
But see, when we talk about this Final Four game, this is not in Chapel Hill. This is not in Cameron. Neutral site, baby.
Yep.
Neutral site.
But that being said, there ain't gonna be no sneaking up, right? There ain't no sneaking up. There ain't no I ain't have my best game. There ain't no I'm not prepared. And you know that Coach K is gonna have these guys hype.
Yeah.
You know that everybody is going to want to bring their A game.
Yep.
And as if it being the Final Four, and, you know, Coach K's last shot at hanging another banner and getting that 6.
Fucker.
Neutral site. I think those Duke boys are going to come out and they're going to give them everything they asked for. It is going to be a slobber knocker.
Well, we know who you think is going to win. And why? You know what I'm saying? KD, what you got to say about it? Matchups, predictions, whatever. Let's go.
Okay, here I go. Personally, here's what I think about it. This is similar. It's similar to the point of the matchup with Villanova, Kansas. I'm looking at the big man matchup.
Okay.
I'm looking at the Bankero Manic matchup.
Ooh.
Here's the whole thing about that. If Manic uses the outside game, a little bit and mix in with his post game, I think he could get Bankero in foul trouble. And the same with Bangkok. If they work him inside, he could get Mark Williams in foul trouble because he's been in foul trouble, you know what I'm saying, certain games this year too.
Yep.
All right.
Definitely.
So I'm looking at them two matchups. If Duke wins that big man matchup, Duke wins the game. If North Carolina wins that big man matchup, North Carolina wins.
All right.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's a very fair assessment.
But you gotta remember,
I think it goes just a little bit deeper. I think it goes a little bit deeper.
Well, I'm just saying, you gotta remember, KD's a big, so
yeah, and I like that, and it's very true. All right, so here's the kind of switch up, because we were talking about teams being deep, right? And Baycott is known to get into foul trouble.
True.
Yep.
Baycott gets into foul trouble. What does UNC do?
That goes on. Every fucking time.
You really want to go zone
against Duke? I know.
I mean, if that's what y'all want to do,
you want to go zone against AJ Griffin, the dude that shooting damn near 50%. You want to go zone against that dude?
If that's what you want to do.
But
I'm gonna say that is a fantastic coaching plan. Go ahead.
See, you petty.
Do that.
Because
I got a defense that'll stop that shit though.
What, you going 3-2?
Hell
corner
no.
trap?
Hell no. Hell no. This is for all the marbles. I'm going with the ultimate defense. I'm going with a boxing one.
I knew you was gonna say a boxing one.
I'm going with a boxing one.
Who you boxing? You boxing Banchero? You boxing Griffin?
Nah, I'm keeping everybody in the box. I'm shadowing AJ Griffin because you can contain Banchero and Mark Williams. They'll contain themselves.
Banchero shoots it too well.
Yeah, but like you said, Banchero. But like you said, how many times all season? All season. Okay, what have you railed as far as Banchero? You know what I'm saying? At times, that lack of aggressiveness.
Yep, but that's what I'm saying. This is a rivalry game.
Now it's a rivalry game. It's the Final Four and neutral site, and
it's a neutral site. This is Final Four. This is not passive time. Right? And once again, you got a team with a chip on their shoulder.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you watch, and I'm sure you guys didn't, but I watched the.
You don't know what game.
I watched the aftermath and the finalization of Coach K's send off. All right.
Okay.
And if you looked at the Duke players when they came out, all right, because they y'all just got y'all's ass whipped, but y'all can't hide. Come on back out here, right? And which was petty, but I probably would have did the same thing.
Yeah.
They were deeply, deeply disturbed, head to toe. It looked like a new, when you get a new puppy, and they piss in the house, and you whip off in their ass for that first time, and they tuck their tail and drop their ears and just stare at you like, I'm trying to fight back tears. Like,
I've never owned a puppy, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
All right, well, here I got one for you. It was like Coach K took their ass back to the locker room and hired a black mama to come in with extension cords, belts, and switches for their ass for losing that game.
Now like, that I know about.
They had their heads down.
There you go. Give us something the panel.
Shut the fuck up, Toby. You ain't do right, bitch.
They was
This nigga went in the puppies and shit. Ain't nobody own no puppies over here.
They was
give something you can relate to.
They were in deep depression. All right,
deep.
Like they had got their ass whipped. Right, they got into a fight. They thought they was gonna win, and they took an L. All right. They had this game circled on their calendar as soon as the brackets came out. Right? So, but once again, we're gonna get back to it. So, the boxing one. The problem I have with you trying to box in one Griffith, right? I mean, that motherfucker's got a clip on him. All right, but say you do that. All right. Trevor Keels shooting the three at 33.8%.
That's not all that great.
1 out of 3.
Okay, that's serviceable.
All right. Jeremy Roach shooting it at 33.7%.
At what?
33.7. So once again, 1 for 3.
Okay.
Banchero shooting the 3 at 32.4%.
Okay.
A little less than the third.
Yeah.
All right. Wendell Moore shooting it at 41%.
Now there lies the problem.
Now, obviously, I named off 4 cats shooting it at 33. Banchero shooting it at 32.4. We rounded the rest of them down to 33. We'll round him up to 33 for easy math. So they
All
won
right.
out of 3. All right. Which, if you shoot 33% in the league, that'll get you a contract.
You shoot 40% in the league, though, like a Wendell Moore.
Well, hell, Westbrook only shoot 29%. He get paid $40-something million a damn year.
Exactly. So everybody can go to the Lakers. But what I'm saying is, I read you all 4 players, right? That wasn't Griffith's numbers. We already know what he does. All right. So that's 5 shooters. You're either gonna have Mark Williams in there, or you're gonna have Theo John as your big. All right. So if you're gonna box Griffin, you've still got 3 to 4 cats that are shooting at a knockdown rate, and you're in a zone trying to box out Mark Williams. I'll take that.
See?
I'll take that.
Yeah, that's why you hoping Baycott get in the foul trouble early, because you watch Carolina all year. Whenever he gets in the foul trouble,
they struggle.
And because they go zone.
They've got to. And so once again, I get back to the question, which is Baycott gets into foul trouble. And let's not forget, right? UNC blew a 30-point lead. Now, there were some bullshit calls. I don't think Manic should have got kicked out of that game.
Definitely.
But UNC blew a 30-point lead because one of their bigs was out of the game. So, if I say all that to say, if Baycott gets into trouble, what is UNC going to do? Because we know he's going to get in foul trouble. We know he's going to get 2 fouls on him. And he does every single game.
Do we know that? Like, okay, fine. Devil's advocate. Let's say he doesn't get into foul trouble.
Then it's going to be a close game because he's a matchup problem. He is a matchup problem.
But you're saying as far as the math and the odds.
Yeah. All right. So
he gonna get 2 fouls regardless.
He's gonna get them. Right. And can you sustain the run once he gets those? Now, on the flip side, because I'm going off KD's philosophy, right, which is one of the bigs is going to get in trouble. All right. So, say on the other side, Mark Williams gets into foul trouble. Okay, cool. We bring in Theo Johns. All right. He's not an offensive threat. He's clearly not as good of a player as Mark Williams, but as a big man to put on Baycott in the post, he can get the job done.
Yeah, he's definitely serviceable.
Whereas UNC, if they lose they big, they in trouble.
Right.
All right. So it really comes down to, do we really want the refs to call it a touch foul game?
Hell no.
Because I'll trade Williams for Baycott.
Especially the way especially the way Carolina shot free throws today. Like, let them miss 13 free throws against Duke.
Right. I mean, I'll take that. I mean, if we want to play small ball and Manic and Baycott gets in foul trouble and we lose Banchero and Mark Williams. I mean, losing Banchero hurts. Don't get me wrong, but I'm okay with Keels attacking the cup with no big. I'm okay with Griffin putting up 20.
Plus, if you talk about the possibility,
I'm okay with Wendell Moore taking and going nuts.
Plus, when you talk about foul trouble as far as Carolina bigs, if that's to happen, Duke as a team now gets to literally play downhill.
Right.
You know, and they hand for it because the post threats in foul trouble, hence, you know what I'm saying, shot blocking. Y'all know how Carolina lives off the offensive glass. That gets minimized now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And I mean, honestly, UNC,
Crazy.
if the refs are not calling fouls, UNC has a better chance to stay in the game.
Okay, see, we gotta make sure that we ain't got some petty ass point shaving refs who forgot to tell the wife they got their kids' college money on this game. Okay, see, this is the referee.
I got some advice for the officials in this game.
What's that?
Let your wife teabag your nuts before you referee this game because we don't want no shit fucked up.
Well, see, that's the point.
Hey, let them play. And I'm a fan of letting them play.
Right.
I mean,
but
it goes in UNC's
favor.
favor.
Crew, I'm saying we got to hope for officiating crew that's actually going to let them play.
They really actually have been letting them play in the tournament.
They have
been. Man, listen. This is Duke and Carolina. The first time they've ever met in the tournament. And it's in the Final Four. Okay. So let's not be naive and act like when you talk about from a gambling aspect, there's a whole lot of action. And we all know some of the biggest gambling, junkie, degenerate motherfuckers when it comes to sports gambling.
Well, here's the
rest themselves. You point shaving fuckers.
But here's the thing. You say that there's going to be a lot of action, but there's really not, because this is everyone looks at it like this is going to be a close game. This is supposed to be, I would say, at best, a 2-point spread. At best,
I just seen the points. It's Duke and 4.
Okay, so by 4. I mean, we're still not talking about a lot of money to be made. It's not like the odds are going to be stupid high, right? No. You'd have done better if you was a ref tricking off the St. Peter's game and having money on St. Peter's. Like that's something that's worth losing your referee license over, right?
There you go.
I put $20 on them and I won 30 stacks. Okay, that's worth it. This point spread is not going to be like that. So let me go ahead and pull it up.
I just told you it's 4.
Chris just said it's Duke by 4.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about the money side of it, though.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So,
Duke get 150. You're only winning like $1.50 back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, you bet $10 on the game and you win 15. You can move the zeros all you want. That's not worth it. You're gonna have to put up so much to even make money on it. It's not a good betting game, is what I'm saying. So I don't think I don't think it's gonna be a ref point shaving thing. I think it's just gonna be how the refs call it. And
but we don't talk conspiracy theories on the show, do we?
Never. but I say that because it's one of those where
KD, you ain't know we be having X-File shit on Shop Talk sometimes, bro. It's just crazy.
It's one of those that them not calling a very handsy game plays more in UNC's favor because it allows them to play their bigs, right?
Yeah.
And that was the other piece that I missed when we was talking about that second game that UNC won. UNC starters did not come out in the second half.
Yeah.
They played the entire 20 minutes. All of them. That right there tells you that you're not deep. You don't trust these other players in this game.
Nope.
This is my 5. I'm rolling with them. You all go win the ball game.
Yeah.
So not calling or letting the guys play physical, right? Plays in UNC's favor for that reason.
Right.
But you've also then got to look at it. If you're not calling a lot of fouls, which guards are more physical? And I'm taking Keels and Wendell Moore on the physicality side over Love and Davis.
Yep, because to me, in that regard, it's like the Villanova-Kansas matchup. When we talk about Villanova's guards being bigger, and to me also similar skill set. We talk about being able to create off the bounce, being able to use the dribble drive game. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a shot for themselves or to create for somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
And I think I
I'm
think it's
definitely
one of
for
those
that.
two, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
if you're not calling fouls, you're allowing our guards to use our strength to get to the cup. And we know once you get to the cup, once again, I ran off the shooting numbers. If we're getting to the cup and kicking out, it's gonna be a long night.
Right.
It's gonna be a long night. If you're calling some of that stuff up front, right? Even if it's the hand checks and the handsy fouls, yeah, it might get some of your guards in a little more foul trouble, but it's dead ball out of bounds.
Yep, as opposed to a live ball.
As opposed to a scramble situation where Duke is shooting the ball. So
yep.
it's one of those where it's not with the matchups, and depending on how the game is played, I really don't see a good scenario for UNC. I really don't. Manic is a problem, and if you give him some jump shots, yes, he's going to knock him down. I see Banchero on Manic. I don't think Manic can blow by him. They do best to take and invert the post and have Manic post up Banchero, try to get him in some foul trouble. But I think that's not how UNC plays.
Right.
And if you try to do that, and if you do that too much, I think you get in a situation where Duke just says, okay, F it, we'll switch. And put Mark Williams on, whoever's in the post, and let them go one-on-one. And once again, we got more bodies we can throw at it. All right. You got Mark in trouble, we'll bring in Theo Jones. Okay. You know, it's just a tough matchup, man, and that's from a basketball mindset, not the fandom. I'm just looking at the players and the matchups, and I just think that it's a tough matchup. It's a tough win for UNC. The stars have to align, and I think you already blew that wish.
KD, what you got to say about it?
Man, here's what I personally think.
Here we go.
Okay. He said he was just saying that Manic can't blow by Banchero. Here's what I would count with though. I would count it with something with like the big men running like a screen for each other down low to get them set up off of that.
Get them cross screened. Yep. But if Banchero starts on Manic and you cross screen, now, I mean, the bad part is if they cross screen off of the matchup that they don't want, as far as Duke, is Banchero having to guard Bacot, which is what would happen off the cross screen, right?
They definitely don't want that.
If they switch that, because it puts Banchero in a bad position to pick up fouls. But I think the problem with that is if you do cross screen it and you've got heavy pressure on the guard, if Bacot doesn't catch it on the block, they're going to bring a quick double.
Okay.
And if they quick doubling, I personally would take and double off the block. So I'm bringing my other big over. And I'm going to make you hit that skip pass. I'm probably having Wendell Moore eyeing it up in case you try to fit that pass in, block to block. Try to get a quick steal. And if you turn it over, it's off to the races.
Listen to E.
Not what you want.
Listen to E breaking out his clipboard, drawing it up.
Now, if they go skip, once again, Love's been hot. So you'd have to have he's streaky, but he's been shooting it well.
He's been hot lately.
So I don't know if that candle's ready to fizzle out or if it's still got a little butane in it. And hopefully it's ready to fizzle. But if you're skipping it to, I mean, Davis hasn't shot it worth shit. He shot 2 for 11 today.
Yeah.
So I think that's almost a Miami situation where you're gonna have to show me.
Right.
And I think they can live with that.
Do
Because
either
once
one of
again,
y'all think Davis will have another poor shooting day like that? Win or lose the game? I'm saying just
he
him.
hasn't
Period.
exactly lit it up.
I
Well,
can see it.
and
I
see
can see it because he's only had one game where he only had that one game against Baylor where he had 30 points, and the rest of them been bullshit.
right, and see that I think that's part of my point because it's Duke Carolina. It's the first time in the tournament against each other, and it's the Final Four. And I think if anybody,
Some
but
people
I'm saying
perform
the
different.
stage, but the stage is set for somebody like him to have a fucking huge game like that. I mean, it's possible.
But I'm telling you right now, I've just seen players that done had that much talent and come out of the game like that and struggle.
So you think the moment's gonna be too big for him?
Hey, sometimes it can be. I've
Yeah,
seen it happen.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's going to be interesting because I mean Davis's number, he's actually shooting it over 40% from the three. He's
I
just been
know.
struggling.
Yeah,
But he's only shooting it 29% from the field.
yeah. He's not
So,
shooting the ball well. Period. From
you
the
know,
two
so
orchestra.
it's one of those where he's not a great shooter, but he's had a nice season from behind the arc. Can you produce?
Right.
And I think, like I said, Baycott is their guy. So in this game, they will not let Baycott beat them. They will not.
It's gonna have to be somebody else.
So,
Huh?
you know, Davis is gonna have to shoot it well. Love is gonna have to shoot it well. Leaky Black's gonna have to shoot it well.
Leaky Black gonna drop 30. I'm
Watch
calling
your
it.
mouth. All right. But
I'm getting ready to go get that hash oil called Leaky Black.
Leaky Black. We gonna drop 30. We gonna drop 30, bro.
and if he does, Duke's in trouble. But I think they'll live with it.
I mean, all time matchup wise, you know, I'm feeling. I don't know. I'm feeling whoever controls the paint gonna win this game. Like all top. We just talk about matchups. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, Carolina's got
it's a battle in the block.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, here's what I'm saying. Like, Carolina's got that edge in that department. Yet, like we've discussed before, Baycock and his foul issues. Okay, and that occurs early. All right. So let's say Carolina can avoid that. That guarantees the game still being close down the stretch. And something tells me if that happens, I mean, Carolina will find a way to pull that shit out. I mean, these kids have gelled unbelievably. And you talking about a high profile transition. You talking about a legend as far as Roy Williams. And he won 2 at Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And this is Hubert Davis in his first year. I think if this game remains close, man, and Carolina, you know what I'm saying, control that paint, I think they pull it out.
All right. Well, here's my question for you in a close game, though.
Uh-huh.
Close game.
Carolina can't hit free throws. That's right.
Close game. Carolina can't hit free throws. Close game. X's and O's. We drafting the coach. You taking Coach K? You taking Hubert Davis?
No, it's not even fair. That's not even a fair question. That's not even a fair question. As a coach, right. You know.
So, but you just said if it's a close game, I'm giving Carolina the nod. But if it's a close game, do you really want to compare Hubert Davis to Coach K?
I don't think. Okay, Duke don't deal well with physicality anyway. No, that is a Duke tradition. And I'm simply saying, if Baycott can avoid that foul trouble, and him and the other big, you know, as long as they're doing their thing, Manning, you know. But like you did point out, you know, if it's a close game, you know, can Carolina knock down free throws, and they damn sure showed today, no.
But here's the whole thing about that: Duke that had problems missing free throws too.
Sure.
Yeah.
When you get to it,
so
who's going to win a fouling game? We've already talked about how shallow UNC is. Who's going to win a fouling game? Who's got more bodies to throw out there?
Right. And then like another thing for me, because like I said, and this is a Carolina tradition. You know, when you talk about Carolina brand as far as basketball, controlling both ends of the backboard, and y'all know how Carolina lives offensively off those second chance opportunities.
Right.
Duke physically don't want to deal with that all night.
Nah.
No.
They don't. Duke. Everybody know Duke wants a more free flowing game.
Yep.
If you play it, and that not to pass out the secret. Not to pass out the secret.
It's really not a secret, but okay.
Duke has not played a team that could stop them defensively this whole tournament. Right?
True.
When you look at these scores and where you're hoping a team can even get to 70, you're seeing a lot of games in the 60s. And then you look at Duke and they're dropping 80 damn near every night.
Has anybody even covered against Duke as far as the tournament this year, as far as the teams Duke?
They're on a roll. They are on a roll.
No, but I'm saying, has any losing team against Duke in the tournament still covered? As far as the point, I don't think so.
I mean, they probably have, just because the players have been stupid. Like every Duke game's been a damn 10-point plus point spread. Like they got the damn second coming of the damn Chicago Bulls. Or I mean, it's been stupid. I've been looking for a game to bet on, and I'm like, dude, I'm not giving anyone 10 points in the tournament.
Right.
Nobody.
He said nobody. Like ever.
Nobody. I mean,
you can't give 10 points away, because for the simple fact the tournament is so damn unpredictable.
It's unpredictable. Someone always steps up. Someone always has the game of their life. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get into we're down 7 with 30 seconds left. Shit, we ain't gonna come back. You know, we got to try for steals. We ain't gonna foul.
Right.
Yeah. Or you get in a situation where you up 9 and there's 5 seconds left, and the motherfucker just throws it off the rim because we got this game in the bag. Or he's got a breakaway layup and he pulls the Tom Brady, takes a knee and brings it back out to run the block.
Lord,
I mean,
man,
it's too unpredictable for a 10-point spread.
Right.
It just is.
I feel you. All right, y'all.
So, hey, we got about 6 minutes left. So I'm hearing the what ifs and the what could happen, but what I want to hear is Duke, UNC, Final Four. Series is tied 1-1. Chance to send Coach K packing with an L on his forehead. Chance to get put Coach K in NCAA championship game, hunting on that 6. Who do you have? No spreads. UNC, Duke, Tar Heel, Devil, Durham, Chapel Hill, K. Davis. The Ram. You want the horns? You want the devil? You want the pitchfork?
They both got horns. Because,
Nah, we're going with the pitchfork.
Pitchfork, there you go. Yeah, that makes way more sense, especially for his fucking Duke goes. But anyway.
Right. So
I'm
gonna give it to Chris first, because I already peeped your game. I see you been over here ear hustling. I see you over here checking the stats me and KD throwing out. I see you over here trying to see who makes the best decision and the best argument for the squad they going with. So, to the man that's got teabagged by both teams this year, your conference brethren,
right?
Who you got? UNC or Duke to win this game?
You know what? As much as I hate to say it, that something tells me Duke's going to find a way to pull this thing out. I don't know what it is. I can't. It ain't got shit to do with X's and O's. Nothing. I just have this weird feeling Duke's going to find a way to pull this thing out.
All right. So you're going with the Dukies. All right. KD, the big man mastermind, the miking of the panel.
The miking
of the
Jordan.
panel.
Yeah, okay.
What you got?
Okay. I'll tell you this. My heart wants to roll with Carolina, but my head is taking Duke. And I feel like it's something, and I think I'm kind of with Chris on that situation. I think, personally, after that loss that they took at home in Durham, Coach K's last game, I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to say it. I'm gonna have to roll with the Dukies because I think they got something special.
All right, man. Well, y'all ain't even gotta ask me. You know what it is, man. I gotta go with the boys, man. I mean, hey, I'm telling you.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I have the TiVo set.
Lord,
I have the TiVo set because
there's still TiVo. They still have
this
TiVo.
game is going to be epic, one way or the other. It is either going to be the first 40-point loss ever seen in Final Four history.
See, here we go.
Oh, damn.
Here we go.
And I'm serious because KD, you know, you come out with a little something extra for the rivals. You come out with a little something extra when you've been disrespected. You come out with a little something extra, and it could go that way. Shit, we just saw it in the Kansas-Miami game.
Man.
Right? Kansas went on a run, and they did it in a half. A half where they had it clicking, where, hold up, these little motherfuckers is disrespecting us. We're going to come up with a game plan. We're going to take it and get in attack mode, and we're just going to go and handle our business like we're supposed to. And they wound up almost beating a very good team by 30 points. Right? And they were down at halftime. So take that almost 30 and then add the other 6 that they made up. They were a plus 30-something in the second half.
Yeah, that's sick.
And as well as Kansas can do it, Duke has that type of firepower as well. Like I said, they've been dropping 80 right and left. And once you get down, right, you down a dub, that emphasis on the big man game kind of goes away.
Yeah, you trying to make up. Because
you're trying to catch up, and that plays against UNC's strength, which is Baycott. So I mean, it's one of those where if it gets out of hand, and not even out of hand, if it gets 15-20, it could go to hell in a handbasket real quick.
Right. All right, final game.
But on the other side, you got two teams with a lot of rivalry, a lot of pride, a lot of history in their programs, and a lot of fight, and some very, very good players. So it could come down to a last-second shot. It could be, a made free throw. This has the making, because even though I'd love to see it, I really don't think the 40-point thing is going to happen. All right. I don't think that's happening. It could, right? But I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's more of lines of it's going to be a close game. I think this is the type of game, once again, first time meeting in the Final Four, conference rivals with all the components in the air, where this is the type of game where you see a Christian Laettner shot to win the game. This is a game where you see a Chris Webber timeout, when we ain't got any, costing a game. Wouldn't
that be so fucked up? See, because I'm saying it's 30 years. It's
it's one of those types of setups where, you know, it just has that feel where you're going to see something just crazy. You're going to see someone, you know, before halftime shoot a 3-quarter shot and it's going to go in and it's going to give that team the lead going into halftime.
Right.
So that's the kind of makeup and the chemistry of this game. Something in this game will happen that you're going to want to be talking about for the next 10, 15 years.
Right,
That's why I've got it set on record. And but man, I got to roll with my Dukies all day. No questions on that.
All right.
So we'll see if the panel's right, man. So that puts we got who did we have?
Duke and Kansas.
Duke and Kansas.
Wow.
Right. Since we won't get to talk before, we're gonna take this last 4 minutes.
All right.
And we're gonna roll through that. So Duke versus Kansas in the Blurred Minds Media Shop Talk Sports hypothetical NCAA championship game. Who you got? We'll start with KD on this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Kansas Duke. I think personally Duke. I think Duke's gonna have enough. I think they're gonna pull it out for Coach K. I can roll it with the Dukies.
All right. Pop, what you got?
Oh, once again, I have to reiterate, you know what I'm saying, the greatest college basketball theory based on geography ever when it comes to a story program.
Nobody west of the Mississippi.
Y'all, the deeper the tournament run, the less you trust teams west of the Mississippi River. I'm telling you, all right?
Because Gonzaga and Arizona.
Arizona ain't won since '98 with Terry and Bibby.
And as a fan of college basketball, and you talking about a big like Obagi, you know, like I love his game. Yet I feel in that game, Banchero's athleticism and his playmaking would give Obagi fits. And I would take Duke.
All right. Well, shit. You ain't even got to ask me. You know I'm taking Duke in that game. Now
you know you fucking homer.
But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this.
I can't trust Kansas. I refuse.
And Kansas is a very good team. I like their game.
They're always a very good team. They're never a championship team. Right. That one title didn't beat Memphis. Memphis lost that game. Because I don't give a fuck.
It's Memphis.
D Rose, Boogie on Mario Chalmers the whole fucking night, man.
It did. But what Pierce do?
I mean, it's the truth, man. You know. No, that was 08. No, that was 08.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
No, I'm talking about the one time Bill Self did with, like, dude. No, I can't trust
whoever wins the Duke UNC game wins the championship.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because
I'm definitely
even if my prayers are not answered and UNC somehow wins this game,
yeah,
I think the same issues that UNC gives Duke is the same issues that they give a Kansas.
Yeah,
and I really think whoever wins that Duke UNC game is who cuts down the nets at the end of the year. I'm rolling with the Dukies. That's who I got on it. Hopefully I'm right. Fingers crossed, prayers up. Make sure I'm living right. I'm tipping every bum that I see. I'll make sure I'm living right.
Look, the only cereal he gonna eat all week is Lucky Charms.
That's it, man. That's it, cuz.
He gonna try to go hunt a rabbit down. Everything. I need a foot.
I need a foot. Horseshoe, clover, horseshoe. I'm staying away from ladders and mirrors. I'm spilling salt on purpose so I can throw it over my shoulder. I mean, I'm breaking out all the tricks. I'm sacrificing a live chicken.
Serrano. Shout out to Serrano in Major League, man. Who was that, man? Dennis Haysbert. That's who played him.
Yep.
Dennis Haysbert.
Yeah.
The dude, he was the president on like the first season of 24 and shit. Whitney Houston's little dude in Waiting to Exhale.
low fed. But
anyway.
Anyway, boys. All right, man. So y'all heard it here. Fans, y'all heard it here. We ran down the preliminary, we ran down the Final Four and the championship game. You see the panels riding with the Dukies in these next two games. Hopefully it pans out.
Boy, you're gonna be
the mastermind didn't get to chime in because I could see him dumping haterade all over this. But I also know that real recognized real, so I think he would have came to his senses and swallowed his pride. That's the real reason that he didn't hop on tonight. But anyway, man, we're gonna, it's getting late, man.
You are going to be a nervous wreck all week. You're going to drive sis crazy. Don't be out there driving my sis back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Duke. Like we just said, this is Duke and Carolina in the Final Four.
It only matters of the 40 minutes of running clock. Now, during that 40 minutes, she might kick me out of the house. I might have to watch the game from the comforts of my car. But,
because you are going to be just acting
there ain't going to be no worries until that motherfucking ball tips off.
I know that's right. Wait, shameless plug.
Go ahead.
Shameless plug. All right, y'all. Due to some technical difficulties on my end, had to take last Monday off. But fret not, all right? Because believe it or not, like it or not, Monday Night Mayhem back in the building. All right, back on schedule, 8 p.m. All right, reiterating, this will be our Scott Hall Memorial Showcase, okay? We will be tipping our hat.
Razor Ramon.
Yes, we will be tipping our hat and tossing our flowers to the recently departed Scott Hall. If you watched any of the Mayhems, he is someone we have referenced several times on that show. Last show 2 weeks ago, he actually passed about 30, 40 minutes after we went on the air. Right. That's the Jimmy Superfly Snooker Spotlight feature. That episode was crazy.
Shit,
that was
it looked like you was featuring Brian Hobbs from the Nasty Boys with scratching your damn
Dude, I just switched deodorants over the weekend. Like, I'm trying this new one, and it's, I don't know.
Your pH balance is off.
Yeah, but the point of the matter is, Uncle Eugene's gonna be in the whip riding dirty with me again. All right, calling all cars. All right, everyone who has ever chimed in on Monday Night Mayhem, I'm calling everybody. Please show up. You know what I'm saying? As we pay our respects to the recently departed Scott Hall, aka Reza Ramon, one of the founding fathers of the Outsiders. So y'all remember that NWO life was too fucking sweet. Life, baby. Monday Night Mayhem, 8 p.m. tomorrow. We are back at it because it's still Blurred Minds Media. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even know I can't stand Duke. I'm taking them all the way. And that's just part of us being a new faction.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man. Yeah, definitely check out the broadcasting brother. Apocalypse, bringing it to you. Special Scott Hall edition. Much respect to the man, Razor Ramon, man.
Right. Can't wait.
But yeah, man. So big thanks tomorrow night at 8 Monday Night Mayhem. Check out the boy Chris on that one. As always, the real KD bringing that big man flavor, man. Appreciate you chiming in, kicking it in the shop with your boy, chopping it up.
Yep. That's how we do. Chop it up in the building.
That's it, man. Kata. And, big shout out for those that can't speak for themselves. We still shout out the main man, the mastermind, Jay Wall, the Don, a.k.a. Jay Wall, the jerk. He's back there in the background on the ones and twos, clipping up the broadcast, hitting the promos, getting y'all the graphics, man. Shout out to you, my brother. I got you. And from your boy Big E, Shop Talk Sports. We're going to see how this pans out. Next Sunday, 9 o'clock.
Nah.
Wrapping it up. So
Zero.
for now, the shop is closed. We
All
out.
right, y'all.
Yeah.
Matana.